Here's the thing. JT and Weege and I did our review pod, and those guys, they're paid by Feld, and I bust their balls for sometimes not, being critical of the event. And I felt like on the review pod they were good. I don't think, and it's not all Dirtworks' fault. That dirt was not good. They were in the middle of the day. It was hot as balls. We'll get into A race Saturday morning later on.
God, it was rough.
It's not really anybody's fault per se, but I don't think the riders, the teams, Dirtworks, Feld itself, no one is leaving that Dallas event and saying, fuck, we killed it, man. What a race. What a day. Like, there's nobody. It's, again, nobody meant to do it. Nobody said, like, hey, you know what would be cool for these really special SMX races? Have a shitty track that's sort of a crappy speedway in the middle of the day with garbage dirt. Mm-hmm. That's how it ended up, man. It wasn't a great day. And I, again, that first 450 main was maybe saved the day. That thing was amazing. We'll get into that. Great race. But these SMX races are supposed to be special. They're supposed to be cool. They're supposed to be unique. So much money on the line. So much cool stuff going on. A Friday practice, right, which doesn't normally happen. A podcast show that we're in. A TTR 100 race at 4 o'clock. Autograph signings. Access to the – like, they want to make these SMX races something different and something cool. They missed the mark at Dallas. Agree or disagree?
I agree. I mean, there are things that are special about it, but yeah, it's year 2, and there's still things that can be ironed out and get better. And the dirt was it's a bad choice on the dirt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Texas dirt in that area. That's like
we're talking to a Texas native here.
Master Pool's place is dirt like that, and there's a lot of tracks in that area. A lot of area we go ride that have that. Once the dirt gets baked in, it just turns to concrete, and it's just shit. And that's what happened.
You can't water it. You can't move it. It turns into dust when you try to move it. It crumbles. I mean, look. It was brutal. Yeah. Crashes everywhere. 10 250 riders crashed before that rhythm.
Yeah. Both of our entire fantasy team, by the way.
Oh, yeah. The tabletop takeoff that Master Pool and Thrasher went down on, that was never fixed, or something was going on with that. The left-hander before the rhythm. The landing of the rhythm was so blown out, it sent dudes into tough blocks. Grant Harlan, Marshall Welton, RJ Hampshire. Ryder D went down twice. Cody Schock went down twice in 30 feet.
Yeah.
Like –
Derek Kelly, Carson
Derek Kelly's junk. Derek Kelly, RJ, Shock, Mumphy, Ryder D.
I feel like I made a list somewhere.
Harlan.
Henry Miller.
Did Anstey and Christian go down those same spots? Where did Christian go down? Did he go down?
I thought he went down to 353.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm kind of in the middle. Can I be in the middle?
Hold on. Yeah, you can do that in a second.
Okay.
But yes, like. No one Dirtworks and Feld do not want the riders to get hurt, like we saw, but they contributed to that with that dirt and in the middle of the day and what was going on. Like, these are the best riders. These aren't even like privateer dudes. These used raced all year to get into this SMX. So these are the best of the best, and they couldn't ride out there. And it's wasn't a fun race to watch. I mean, outside of that 450 main event, it was not a fun race to watch. It was not fun to watch friends of mine get laid out.
Yeah.
Carson Mumford's got it's just not fun. And when I think of the Super Motocross Series, I want to be, this is special. This is cool. Coliseum up in the peristyle. Charlotte hybrid track. There's so much about this series that should be cool.
Right.
And Dallas wasn't cool.
No.
Now,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The Feld guys talk about, well, it's special. It's all this money. And yes, that is special about it. But that can't be all that's special about it. It needs to be more than that. It needs to set itself way above everything else. And like you guys kept kind of saying, you and Lewis were talking a lot. It just looks like Atlanta Supercross.
A crappy Atlanta Supercross because of the dirt, in the layout. Like, what happened to being more motocrossy?
Right.
That wasn't it.
I guess the track conditions were more motocrossy the way it broke down than supercrossy, but the track looked like a supercross track.
Yeah. I look and guys at Feld and Dirtworks are buddies of mine. They try hard. This whole thing with Feld and MX Sports getting together is awesome. The money's awesome. This wasn't awesome.
No.
And if you want to put this event on blast, I understand. If the riders in the industry want to do that, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, man. It's wasn't great, and for a number of reasons. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm in the middle just because I do think that they should have done something to that rhythm section and that hole in that landing. But at the same time, I'm like, these are the best guys in the world. We've seen races like this before at Denver. We've had hard packed tracks before. We've had
not like this.
No, but I mean, it's like, I mean, I don't know. You could have. I'm just in between because it's like, I mean, it's a racetrack.
The number of crashes we had though shows that there was an issue, right?
Yeah, I mean, there is an issue, but but the riders also need to have.
They have the throttle hand. They have a throttle hand. I get it.
Like they need to know that, like, hey, the track has a limit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, stay within that limit, or else, I mean, which, coming from me, it's a little bit tough, right? Because, like, I'm, like, the biggest yard sale. But at the same time, like,
fuck my ass.
I like seeing the riders, the teams, everyone be challenged. I don't, whenever they just show up, and the track's fucking perfect cross, you can have an agreement for that, too.
Last week, if you heard me, I said the riders were so uncomfortable with Charlotte. And I'm good with that. Like, hey, man, it ain't perfect. But they were uncomfortable because of suspension settings. Like, there was outdoor section and supercross section, so everyone was caught in between. There wasn't guys with the fucking track just blowing up and guys wadding up everywhere. So I'm good with riders being challenged. I'm good with riders being uncomfortable. But this, I thought, took it too far. Yeah. And again, like, it's hot as balls. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, man. I just feel like, hey, like, let's. They missed the mark. They missed the mark. The Dallas Supercross has the best dirt in the circuit, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
They just dug in the field. Now, I don't know for sure, but I would bet a lot of money that it cost money to haul the dirt from Dallas Supercross into the Speedway. And is there enough dirt? Probably not. Like, you'd have to mix it because this track was a minute 15 and Dallas is, 54 seconds or whatever. So probably not enough dirt from Jerry's world to build the Speedway track, but I mean, they could have made something work.
I don't think that's a realistic thing though, because it would have cost a fortune. You're talking how many yards did you say?
500 truckloads.
I don't know. I mean,
so 500 truckloads an hour away two times because you got to take it back.
I mean, is Super Motocross not special? It's not supposed to be something cool. Like, the Dirtworks guys knew that this was on Friday. They're like, this is not going to go well.
It's too late on Friday.
No, but I'm saying they knew from the track build on earlier in the week. This is not going to go well.
Yeah.
Throw water on it, ice rink, mix it up. Can't mix it up because it's too hard. It turns to dust. It's just, and like you think about the fans, like sitting there in 100-degree heat, watching this sort of mediocre speedway track. Like I don't think fans would be like, "This is awesome."
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the fans were pretty excited.
Okay.
I think in general, I didn't hear anything negative from any of the fans that I talked to or that I was hearing. They all seemed to be pretty stoked. So,
I don't think it was a layout. I don't think it had anything to do with Dirtworks. I think it just strictly goes down to the dirt, right? Because
the dirt and the time of the day of the race.
The dirt and the time of the day of the race. Because, I mean, we were saying in the press box by noon, like, hey, we've lost the track here. It's gone.
No,
it's
gone.
And but the thing about it is, like, I see some stuff on social media, like how the track was dangerous or like the layout was dangerous. I'm like,
no.
The layout's not dangerous because you have super minis jumping the whole jumping everything. So it's like,
but like, I don't know. Well, okay. Mr. Stein said something about fans. We have Jack with a Race Tech rant about the Speedway.
Let's see if I'm wrong.
What's up, Jack?
Hey guys.
You have a Race Tech rant?
Oh yeah. That is the worst sporting venue I have ever been to in my entire life.
Okay.
It was 95 degrees, right? And those bleachers were facing east. We got cooked the entire day. They don't let you bring in any water bottles there. The only way to get water is $5 a pop.
Yeah, I heard. I got tweeted about this. So this was true. Like they were limiting people to one warm water bottle or something. Like
so they ran out by like the start of the second motos. Everybody fled the bleachers up into the shade during the super minis. They ran out of water. They weren't stocking it, so it was all warm by the time we were getting it. $5 a pop, and then they were limiting people on how much you could buy. So you could get a 32-ounce margarita lemonade as much as you want, but you can't get more than one water bottle per person.
Yeah, I mean, that's not Feld's fault. That's not Feld's fault. That's the Speedway, but that's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's fucked up. Sorry, guys. But like for SMX, like you shouldn't bring SMX to this place.
No. It's supposed to be LA Coliseum, hybrid track. Chicago was actually, I didn't go to Chicago, but it looked pretty cool in the green grass of the Speedway. Like, it's supposed to be special.
Yeah.
There was nothing special about that event on Saturday. Sorry.
And he just said, Jack said, like, you shouldn't bring it to that place. And I don't think it's the venue necessarily because, I mean, what's the difference between Texas and Chicago and Vegas next weekend other than logistically they didn't have enough water. That is on the track, but they need to do better for sure. I mean, it sounds like Woodstock 99 where they didn't have enough water. You got to be prepared for what you have to know what's coming.
Yeah.
That's definitely an issue, but I wouldn't say they shouldn't bring it here, but they got to do a better job.
Well, have it at night, or
Definitely.
whatever. So
it would have still got baked during the day. When
I don't know. Yeah, it just
and
again,
dude, honestly, like whenever it got that blue grooved, you got to think too. If it was at night, it would have been worse because the moisture would have came up and it'd been slicker now.
Dude,
shit.
all I'm saying is I walked around the pits. I did post-race interviews. I went down on Fridays. I went down on Saturday. No one was having a good time.
Right.
Like from teams to riders to industry people, and it was weather, it was tracks, it was, no one was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And SMX should be, this is awesome.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it started on fucking Friday, and I got out there and I'm like, dude, what is this janky production that we're riding right now? Like, I had never, I've ridden fair crosses that were better than that, and it just just kept going and it just got worse and worse and worse. And, I don't ride very good on that hard pack stuff in general, and then when you put basically tile floor with fucking WD-40 on it, it's just like, dude, I'm out. And and the team did everything they could for me, but I just had the mental block, like, dude, I got fucking 2 races left and I'm not fucking dying at Texas Motor Speedway right now. And then after watching all the 250 guys, then watching the Super Mini guys, and then just watching Mumford, and then watching all this shit, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, if I get 20th in the fucking SMX championship, I make 28 grand. If I get fucking 13th, I make 34 grand. It ain't worth 6 grand to me. Like, go ahead,
Yeah.
So I just said, screw it. I'm out.
Listen,
and then,
the guys that fell, they're going to listen to this because we just spent 30 minutes talking about how it was not a special event and it wasn't good to watch all these riders laid out on concrete.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a fucking dog and pony show, man.
But there's no way. There's our friends at Feld, Mewey, Prater, Sean Brennan, Dirtworks guys, Corey Ross. These are nice guys, good guys. They try hard. They want the best. But Phil, there's no way any of them left Texas being like, we fucking killed it. There's no way. They know.
No,
they know.
They can't. And dude, I could be on here for an hour going through a bunch of stuff. But like, it's time. We need a designated person who goes there, who helps the guys build the track. Okay, I'm not knocking Dirtworks guys or any of those. None of those guys have ridden fucking Supercross track before. I love them. I love Corey, Alex, Ross, cool dudes. Mewey, whoever, Prater, none of them have ridden a Supercross track, so they don't know what it feels like to ride dirt like that, where you're pushing the limits. Like, listen, we all have to use our due diligence out there. Like, we know how fast we can go. We know how slow we need to go. You know what I mean? But the problem is when you put a bunch of dirt bike racers that are all horned up on a starting line, you know what's going to happen. It's just like, dude, it's time where it's just like we get together and we make smart, calculated decisions to make sure everyone's okay and safe. That is it.
Yeah.
The 353 before the finish line, dude, they didn't take the pitch away off of that thing until the second 450 moto. It's like, why do you have to wait till the second 450 moto just to lay down the pitch just a little bit?
And it was ice right there, right before it. It was sketchy.
Oh my God.
Like seeing guys every time like that were seating it, I'm like, oh my God, dude! Like just straight into an endo.
I know.
I think it was McAdoo told me that he watched Anstey do triple in on the rhythm, and he was spinning up the face, and McAdoo was like, "May God be with you, Max," and he was doing it. And he was doing it.
And that's McAdoo telling somebody else, "God be with you."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, Mac's a tough son of a bitch too. You know what I mean? If he's saying that, it's just like, come on, It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm all for the SMX. I'm all for the money. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's cool. But like, when you have the Arlington Supercross dirt that's 30 miles away. All right. I don't know how logistics works. I don't care. That's not my problem. I'm the event. I'm the racer. Bring that fucking dirt that's from AT&T Stadium. That's one of the best dirts that we've had in the past, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. Bring that to Texas Motor Speedway, or at least use it on half of it. I don't know where that dirt that they had came from.
The Speedway. They dug a hole.
Yeah, they just dug a hole.
Yeah.
They just dug a hole.
Yeah, the dirt in that area is not good, Phil. But let's put yourself in those shoes of the guy that you just.
I didn't know I signed up
just-
for Erzberg.
Bill's fucking steaming right now just because we said they dug a hole.
Phil, let's put you in the shoes of the guy you just said that we need, the one guy. So you go there Thursday, Friday, whatever. what do you do differently besides go get the other dirt? Because they're not going to spend the kind of money it's going to take to make 500 loads. It's an hour round trip twice because they got to go get it, bring it back, take it back to the stadium. They're not going to do that. So you have the dirt you have the facility you have. What do you do to fix the track this past weekend?
Change the pitches, man. It takes 2 seconds to go there and change the pitches of the jumps. Okay, the fucking, the 7-footers that they had, go in there with the skiddy and just take fucking a foot off of them. The takeoff to the double of the first rhythm lane, I'm telling you, was ridiculously slippery.
Oh,
like you couldn't
the
even
250 class, like 10 guys crashed in it.
Yeah, I think I mentioned
I'm
in the press box, it seemed like there was a sniper on top of the freaking thing just shooting front wheels out like the whole day.
I had my thank God for Jamie Ellis and stuff like that, dude. I was barely riding anyway, but I also had Jamie retard my 450 up to 7,500 RPM to where like I could just basically idle it around the track, but there's other people out there that don't have that sort of capabilities. You know what I mean? Obviously most factory guys do, but some of the other privateer guys that I'm riding with, they don't have that, capabilities to detune their bike like that, but with that sort of situation, there's no reason, like after everyone's crashing in, just go fix it. Just, and they're going to say, oh, it's TV and it's time. It's just like, okay, well, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about the live TV. I care about my little buddies that are eating fucking shit out there.
I mean,
I don't like coming around, and I don't like seeing Marshall sprawled out. I don't like seeing Jay Coop holding his fucking shoulder. I don't like seeing Grant Harlan. I don't like seeing RJ. I don't like seeing Mumford's fucking tip poking out through his skin. I just don't like seeing that shit. So if we can just tame it down just a tad bit, just change the pitches, take a foot off here, take 6 inches away here, it makes it a little bit better. It's not that complicated.
Not a banner night for anyone. And Super Motocross is supposed to be fucking cool. Coliseum, hybrid tracks, all of that. We showed up in 100-degree weather and got a crappy speedway track.
It was hot. It was hot.
Just not great, man. And
no.
Here's Phil's quote. Here's Phil's quote in the group text about the crash with Malcolm. I was hoping my bike was completely fucking destroyed. It wasn't, of course, and I had to keep riding, quote unquote.
Maybe you should have had. I feel like Jamie tuned that thing a little bit more than 7,500.
Yeah.
In the press box, it was like. In the press box, it's like Steve was like, "Oh man, Phil's down. Oh man, he's off the track. Oh man,
it's
not good."
How about when he was getting lapped and Phil rode off to the right?
Yeah.
It was like,
let him go.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Go ahead. What am I just, like honestly, I after the first one, I got back to the truck. I was so upset. Oh my God. I was absolutely gutted. And my dad's trying to talk to me and Brandon's trying to talk to me. And I'm like, I don't fucking want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
And I made a gearing change and I went up for the second moto and I'm like, all right, I'm fucking doing it. I'm getting my head in the game, and I did. I got a good start. I hustled around that first corner in the start, which was absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I came around 4th, 5th, and then I think it was my fault. I, kind of tangled with Mook and put us down. And I unhooked Mookie's front wheel from my foot peg, and I said, I'm telling Mook, like, hey man, be careful. Your spokes are bent, because I didn't want him getting mangled after that. And I picked my bike up, and it was totally fucking fine. And I'm like, God damn it, I got to ride,
God.
So,
all right,
I was not happy.
Let's turn this into – okay, so we're done complaining.
Can we find some positives now?
Yeah, let's try to just talk about the race now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Hunter Lawrence